Well, thank all of you. What you do is awfully, awfully important. And I know the men and women that are around here on either side of me and over here could do their jobs without you, and we are lucky to have you guys day in and day out making a difference and saving lives and making us proud. So, as mayor, your new mayor, we have a proclamation, and I'm going to read it. It says, whereas each day thousands of citizens dial 911 for help in emergencies ranging from house fires, heart attacks, automobile accidents, violent crimes, burglaries, and missing children. And whereas the men and women who answer these calls for help work quickly under pressure to gather the essential information and then dispatch the appropriate response. And whereas their actions can make a difference between life and death as they talk to stressed callers through CPR, calm hysterical crime victims, and oftentimes make split-second decisions to help those in need. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are more than a calm and reassuring voice on the other end of the phone. They are knowledgeable and skilled individuals who work closely with firefighters, paramedics, and police personnel. And whereas because emergencies occur around the clock, the community can rely on the vigilance and the preparedness of these individuals 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. And whereas our Tampa Fire Rescue and police dispatchers, as well as support personnel, work daily to promote and protect public safety, handling more than 1 million emergency and non-emergency calls for service each year. Now, therefore, I, Bob Buckhorn, that sounded good. By virtue of authority invested in me. I like that me part too. As the mayor of the city of Tampa, Florida, do hereby proclaim April 10th through April 16th, 2011 as National Telecommunicators Week in the city of Tampa, Florida, and urge all of our citizens to observe this week in honor of all of the telecommunicators who answer the call and help to protect our safety and welfare. Dated in Tampa, Florida, this 6th day of April 2011 by me. This is the first one of these I got to do. So only appropriate that I get to give it to you guys. So I'm honored and happy to be your mayor, and thanks for making all of us look good, and thank you for looking out for my men and women. All right? So who am I giving this to?
I guess we
you guys want to share it? Have a tug of war?
There you go. In keeping with the mayor's communications and his comments with respect to what our emergency 911 dispatchers do each year, we can't say enough of how valuable they truly are to us with respect to they are the first ones that realize and receive all of these emergency calls. And it's very important to them that they vet and they properly dispatch this alarm using the proper protocols and the proper procedures, whether or not it's a law enforcement initiative or emergency, or whether or not it's a fire and rescue type of incident. Our emergency dispatchers are absolutely the best of the best. And they not only ensure that we protect our citizens by properly dispatching the proper resources, but also they are the first defensive issues, and they're the first initiatives that really calm the incidents and calm the caller down with respect to these incidents. So again, we cannot say enough of how valuable and how important our emergency dispatchers are, and what a credit they are to each of our agencies, both fire and law enforcement.
And on behalf of the men and women of the Tampa Police Department, I would like to thank all of the dispatchers. I often equate dispatchers with being the conductor of the orchestra. On the police side, they have to take those calls from 911 where people are often hysterical, agitated, and then they have to dispatch the officers to the scene, coordinate perimeters, coordinate responding resources, including canine, helicopter, SWAT teams, all of those different elements, and doing it while they're sitting behind a computer. And I often joke with our communications section that I could never be a dispatcher. I could not perform the function that they do. And unfortunately, they've actually seen that in action, because I go out and I try to dispatch, and my job is to press the pedal, give the time, and I get that right about half of the time, as you know, their hands are in a blur and they're talking to everybody and sending resources everywhere. So my hat is off to everyone who does that job and does it so successfully. And I know that it's not a job to anybody that does that, that it is your calling, that there's a level of passion in there. Not only do you want to serve the citizens to the best of your ability, but you also want to keep the officers and the firefighters safe out there. And you play a big part of the safety of all of our first responders. So I thank all of you for everything that you do. We could not operate without you. There's absolutely no doubt. You are probably the most critical element of our public safety equation. So I thank all of you for everything that you do every day.